Hello guys, my name is Josh from Scarebox. Today I'm going to be doing like a chill video, reviewing Blackwell Pleasure Beach. So I went to Pleasure Beach last week during a weekday, and I had a pretty sort of interesting experience. First off guys, I am sorry for the lack of uploads. I've been doing scare acting, where I've been like starting the scare acting season, and I've been going up north because I'm moving up north. So I'm going through I'm spending all my time with solicitors on the phone and surveyors, and when you move house it takes a lot of time, and I'm searching the internet on IKEA for new furniture. Like, half my time is just dedicated to dealing with that shit. So yeah, I've been really busy, so I've just kind of slacked the uploads. Sorry guys. Maybe it's ADHD, maybe it's me being lazy, maybe I should get, maybe I should manage my time better, I don't know. I know you guys didn't ask, but this is a podcast, so everyone is so fucking pretentious on them, so I'm going to speak about me for the next 10 minutes, but, sorry, I'm self-aware, what can I say? So, basically, another thing, guys, I'm moving to Blackpool, which is quite interesting. Again, another little tangent segment, but I'm moving to Blackpool, in sort of the next few months, so that's why I'm moving in the north. The thing is, I went to a couple other places in Lancashire, like Preston and Blackburn, and I didn't feel like any of them matched the vibe me and my partner wanted. We wanted, I don't know, we went to Blackpool and everyone was telling us how bad it was, and then we walked around the town centre and we were like, actually, we quite like this, we actually love it. Everyone around us is saying, don't move to Blackpool, and we're just like, I don't know, guys, if you live in Lancashire, let me know what you think about Blackpool and the surrounding towns. I wasn't too big on Preston, to be honest, neither was my partner, but we went to Blackpool and we were like, oh my god, this is where we want to live. So yeah, hit me up if you live in Lancashire. I'm sure there's one viewer out there who lives in Lancs. Let me know. Anyway, let's go on to the actual video subject, because we've been talking about crap that's not related. So, basically, Blackwell Pleasure Beach, I went during, I think it was a Wednesday, and it was pretty dead, to be honest, guys. It was so quiet. I mean, one train ops on Icon, and the trains were barely being filled. You walk around, the park, there's just no one. There's no queue for anything. I didn't queue once. It was dead. And I mean queue, I don't even mean, 2 minutes. I mean, you just walk straight on to everything. I've never seen a park so dead. The kids' rides were just depressing. There was, half an hour intervals, seeming I was in the areas, and some of these rides had no ridership at all. Took a Nickelodeon Land, that was just dead. But yeah, brilliant as a customer. So I do wonder though if this is sustainable for the park. But I know it's September, but bruh, it was so quiet. If I had to say things, I think maybe this is a sign that this changed things at Pleasure Beach, because the crowd levels were just ridiculously low, even for the quietest day of the season. That was no one. There was no one there. I felt like I went on Icon 6 times, and I didn't even have to try. I spent loads of time just chilling on benches, and I got all the major rides done by 12. The park opened at 11, by the way, so an hour and a half in I was done with everything. And that was walking at a slow pace in between rides. But yeah, if I just give my sort of reasoning, or my little opinions, I think the park should probably go back to the sort of pay-as-you-go model. I used to getting the wristbands, obviously, but I feel like it might attract more guests if you open the park up. It has its negatives, obviously, doing that. Maybe a little fee of £5 something. I think at the moment the sort of entry, kind of the sort of Thorpe Park Alton Towers, it's something that most parks do. I feel like Pleasure Beach has quite a unique position in Blackpool, surrounded by a bunch of fun fairs. But I feel like it could be, I don't know, this is a park where I feel like that's historically worked, and going back to it might be a good way to get money. Another thing as well could help is individual ride sales. So it was people coming in, wanting to ride big one once, doing big ride once, going. Even if they didn't, that person might have not gone because they didn't want to buy a full ticket. Or another thing as well is food and drink. People just coming in and buying as a food and drink could be a benefit. More foot flow. During COVID, it made complete sense to do what they did. But I think these days it would be better if they had if they opened up. Like, I don't think the crowds are that bad at the moment at all. Like, when I went, it was ridiculously quiet. So I'm guessing social footfall would not go amiss. Another thing I had is another idea I had is that they could open it during make like the off season walk. You can walk in during the off season, and then maybe during a peak day you have to buy a full ticket. Just something to up the footfall during these quiet days. It's also really beneficial to these food stands. Food and drink in the park, I think, would benefit a lot if they just simply did a paper ride system. Another thing as well is they have infrastructure for it. Like, they have the turnstiles at every ride, which in a paper park, like in a pay one fee park, it is annoying having to scan the QR code for every ride. Not gonna lie, guys, it's annoying. So having it, if we have it back to how it was, it would probably work just fine. So just some quick ride overviews. I rode Icon over and over again, and not as good as I remembered, to be honest. Sorry. But then again, I'm spoiled. This year I rode Voltron for the first time, Hyperia for the first time, and rode Happiness. Actually, I say that like Hyperia and Voltron aren't new. They are new, so... But I rode 3 new Macs. They're all amazing and better than Icon. But Icon's still really fun. It's got like a fun sort of family thrill layout. It's not too intense, but it does have some nice moments. I love the first inversion. I love the little like Junior Imlin. It's got some lovely moments. The airtime hill after the launch is brilliant. So yeah, it's not a perfect ride. The ending is definitely a little bit sort of bad, but I think with the sort of twisting around the other rides, they did the best of what they could do, and it's a really fun roller coaster, the best there in my opinion. So another good ride there is Avalanche. I think it's probably the best Mack bobsled I've ever ridden. It makes Boban Park look awful in comparison. It's great ride. And then the Woodies Grand National was oh man, I love it, but I hate it at the same time. It is so rough. Like, it is painful. Like, it's brutal, utterly brutal, but equally the airtime is brilliant. So it's kind of like the ride forces and layout I love, but the roughness does make it hard to enjoy it. I'd say it's a good coaster, but I would say that it's not great. It's just like good because I don't know. I think the roughness really, really needs sorting out. It is painful. So I found Nickelodeon Streak quite tame, but it had some nice little floating moments. But the airtime this time around wasn't the best, but the trains weren't full, so maybe that's why. Also quite early on in the morning, but yeah, fairly smooth. Bit of jank, but it is 100 years old, so fair enough. Big Dipper was better than I remembered. This time a lot smoother than I remembered, and it had some good air as well. Not the best roller coaster, but again a really solid Woody. What else did I ride? I rode Valhalla for the first time. The lockers weren't working, which really pissed me off, so I had to bring my bag, which was full of clothes, for like the next 3 days, and it got wet. I think some bins in the platform station would be really good to help with the sort of getting things wet, or at least open the lockers. Like, come on, Blackpool. But if I had to give my opinion on the ride itself, it's brilliant. Like I don't think all the effects were working, but the effects that were there were awesome. The ride felt very fast paced with all the drops. Drops are great. It got you soaked, like soaked. You know, it was a really impressive showing, I think, of a dark ride. So I think it's arguably the best dark ride, probably the best dark ride in the UK, to be honest. It's so good. Like, it's just relentless with its effects and sort of grandeur. It's so flashy, and in a park like Blackpool, it really feels jarringly different to everything else. Big One didn't open all day, unfortunately. It was quite a windy day, so that's why it was so empty. Quite rainy as well. And then finally, I didn't actually go on Infusion. I decided, you know what, I wanted more for myself. I didn't want to put myself through the kind of torture that is riding that roller coaster. So I decided, you know what, I'm better than this. I'm not riding this. And so I didn't, and I boycotted Infusion because it's so bad. But yeah, I didn't really do anything else. I just kind of lapped Icon because there's not much better to do in the park. I didn't do the Revolution, mostly because I remember not liking it last time. But to be honest, like, people do sort of rave about it, and I do think it has good forces, but I just find it a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, that's my opinion of Blackpool. I think I do miss some rides like River Caves. You know, I miss Wild Mouse. I think the park really needs some kind of change. I love the park, but I do think it needs some kind of intervention. I think the pay-per-ride model needs to come back. So I think that would really increase the people coming through. And even if they just come in, ride, and buy some overpriced donuts, that's still better than not coming at all. So yeah, it's my opinion, and yeah, I'll hopefully be in Blackpool next time. Next 2 months. Obviously, I'm going to do like a million videos now. I'm going to mass record now. I have a day off. Yeah, guys, enjoy.